Alrighty, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Alright, so in the last video, we made a couple of buttons which allow us to spawn the car and the tow truck. We made a badge which locks the buttons. Yeah, we also were able to give values to the player, which we are able to save and load. So in today's video, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of complete, I guess, yeah, pretty well complete the tow truck game, and then after that, we'll add additional vehicles and stuff like that. So right now we just have the player car, and then we have this whatever randomly gonna get towed vehicle. So what we need to do is we need to go into the coupe. And then we need to get the prompt, wherever it is. We need to copy that. Now in here, let's see, we just go on the model. What we'll do with this, we'll insert object, we'll insert an attachment, and then we will paste into the attachment. There we go. The tow button, and then that way we can move the attachment anywhere we want in the vehicle, and the prompt will be there. So if I press play, there it is. Now in this case we need to modify this, so then we want to change the action text to tow car. And then what we want to do is, you see, part 1 is script.parent. It's the drive seat. So we're going to go script.parent.parent. That's all we need to do. Simple as that. And then it's going to weld this mesh part to the truck. That's all we're trying to do. I think that's the only thing we had to modify. And that's it, because it requires the tow truck to be in the. So let's see. So if I spawn my tow truck, all right, and then I say tow. Interesting. Okay, cat. Oh man. Come on. Come on. Ooh. Now, I wonder why it did that. We can change this to 1. Maybe it's different between the other car and the mesh. Or we gotta slow the code down here. Yeah, okay, and then now what we need to do is we need to say X. No, I think that's Z. Let's fly. Right, what we're trying to do now is we're trying to align the car onto the back of the tow truck. Ooh, that's perfect. There we go. Only one problem. I bet you the car is anchored. And it is. Okay, so that's a problem. So now what we have to do is we have to weld the car together so we can unanchor it, and it doesn't fall apart. Yeah, we can weld it all there. Why not? Whoa. Seriously? There we go. To the tire. To the tire. Okay. Bim. Cat. Cat. No, 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 no. I'm in the middle. Oh, come on. Okay, you lay down there then. Lay down there. Lay down there. Lay down there. Lay down there. Yes, I know you want to play. It just all has to be welded together. So when we unanchor the model doesn't fall apart. That's all we're doing. Now I could weld the wheels independently together so they're wheels. And then I could put some code in here and we could actually use this model. We could drive around with this model. But this is going to be like a broke down car, derelict car, something like that, let's say. Alright, so then if I click on the model and I unanchor it, it should... Yes, there we go. Now, if I spawn the tow truck, whew, see what it's doing to the truck there? So we have to make this massless. There we go. Oh, I see it. It hadn't quite welded itself there. Now that it's on the tow truck, do something like that, and then of course that's all right. So that works. That's our model. This will anchor. This will anchor, and of course these we're going to make can collide false. And these can be anything. You can make them neon, and you can mesh the, or you know, weld together a bunch of parts to make it look fancy. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we need to do two more things. We need to give the player a reward for towing the car. So that means we need to go to our leaderboard and we need to come on, Bim, my friend, you're sitting up in front early in the morning and he's sitting in front of the computer. He's like, we were playing and having fun, and now you're programming. see if I can do it. Yeah, itchy boy. Itchy boy, there you go. There you go. Right, so we connect this script to the data store. And then what we need is the reward stuff. The p-call for the rewards, which is in here. We need this. And then we need this. And then what we'll do is we'll put this at the end. So you activate the prompt. It repositions the vehicle where we want it to be. This could be probably 5 seconds. I think 10 seconds was a bit long. And then after that, it saves the rewards that we get. So there should be like, don't you eat my microphone. Don't you eat my microphone. He's eyeing it. Bim. That's the only one I got. So here, I'll move this. Is it in your way? There. Alright, so now you get a little bit of experience and you get a little bit of money for towing the car. Something like that. Okay, so that will work. And also, now did we say button.enable is false? Okay, perfect. So then we just have to come over here and then we need a handler for selling the vehicle. That's it. So one is going to be the player vehicle and then one is going to be the car. And you know what? Honestly, at this point in time, they could pretty much both be the same. What we need to do is, so inside the button, we need to go insert object, and we need a string value. We need a string value, and we're going to call this player. Holy if I can. Player name. And what we are going to do when they activate the prompt, we are going to say script parent player name value equals player name. So now the name of the player who activated the prompt gets saved into the car. Then over here, where we sell the car, so this will be car sell, and this is going to be player car sell. Alright, so then we're going to go right click, insert object, and it's going to be a script. And we are going to say script.parent.touched. Alright, connect function. And we are going to say if hit. Now what we need to do actually is we need to change, and in the car we're going to have to do this also. We need to change the attachment. So you see right now it's inside the mesh part. We could just do this and attachment. Okay, no, I guess we can't do that. So we need to call this tow cell. So we say if hit.name. Oh, and then we want to say hit. There we go. If hit.name is equal to tow cell, then and then put this in quotes. Like this, tow cell. Oh. If hit.name is equal to tow cell, then let's see, we need to say so we need the player's name. So inside here, we need to right click, insert object. We need another string value. And we need to call that name. And then in our script, we need to say if hit. Oh, seriously. If hit dot attachment if hit dot attachment dot tow no, we need to say this instead. Hit dot attachment dot tow dot player name equals script dot parent dot name dot value. Now we'll have to change this to names, and then that way it doesn't there we go, mess with the code too much. So then what that will do is that will transfer the name of the player from the car into here. And then why is that important? Because now we're able to use that to search for the player to give them the reward. So now what we need to do is we need to connect this button or this function to the data store. And then what we need is we need the rewards. Are you going to get rid of that or not? Oh, I think it's something else. No. Alright, I got my desk back. Cool. Okay, and then what we need also is we need the P call for that. Now, where it says player, in this case, we need that to be script.parent.names.value. No, what we need to do is we need to create a local player equals script.parent.names.value, and I think that will work. So we should try it out, and then I'll explain, and then I'll try and explain everything that we just did. Okay, so I can drive through it, can't collect false. So basically, Yeah, let's go through it. So, I'll spawn the tow truck. The car is now on the tow truck. So now if we look in the workspace and we look at the car, my name is now inside that string value. Oh look, and I got $100. Okay, so that worked. Now it's not going to destroy the car, it should just give me a reward every time the car touches the block. Attempt to conjugate nil with string. So what that basically means is, where it says player.user_ID, we probably need to say we might even need to say this. Instead. And we might have to do this instead for here. So, let's see. What we should do is get rid of this, and we should say else print wrong part. There we go. And now if it touches any other part that isn't named that part, it'll say wrong part. What I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to get the function to fire. Let's see. Yeah, we can do this. We can say event equals false equals true, and then right here at the end we can say event equals false. Okay, we can tell it to wait just a point one. So it said wrong part, and then when it hit the part, it gave me an error. Let's see. So if I say it probably has to do with this. Hold on a second. If I tell it to wait here. We have to see if the player's name is actually being transferred to the string value. Because it could be that the player's name is not being transferred to the string value. now if we go to car sell, aha, you see, our name is not being transferred to the value. I wonder if that has to do with this here. Here, we should do this instead. No, let's see. How do we want to do this? How do we want to transfer the player's name? We don't need this right now. I'm just trying to think of the last game that I had to do this in. Oh yes, in our zombie game. So let's open from Roblox. Open the zombie game. Because I had to do the exact same thing, right? I had to transfer the name of the player into the zombie so that they could get the reward. So then, was the find first child. Yes. Okay, so that's what we had to do. That's what we had to do. So you have to say game dot players, and then we have to say find first child, and then we need to say that. There we go. Because right now it's not, yeah. Double check that. Oh, I'm gonna have to answer that. Alright, so I was splicing this one together. Booted me out. I had to take a phone call, a work phone call. Okay, so we were in the middle of doing this, and I just needed to double check from the other game. Right, find first child. Okay, so that's how we have to do that. We have to find the player. Okay, so that means that when it comes to giving them the rewards, we need to say, we actually need to say this. Oh my goodness. We need to say that. Whoops. We need to say value, and then we say dot leader stats, dot cash, dot value equals, and this has to be dot leader stats here, equals, and then we need to take this, we need to copy it, and we need to paste it, and then we need to say plus reward. And then we need to duplicate this, we need to copy it again, except we need to change this from cash to XP. And I think it is capital XP. No, it's just lowercase XP. Oh my goodness. XP dot value. Okay, now we should be able to get our reward. Save Roblox should say that happens one more time. It's a Monday. All right, and then. All right, so we got money for that. Okay, there we go. So now it said attempt to index nil with leader stats. So it's still having trouble with this. All right, so that means that let's see, hit.attachment.tow. So I might have to rewrite this to this value. Equaling that value. And then we might be able to get the reward. Cash. Okay, so now let's see. It did transfer our name. Okay, but it's saying it can't find. Oh, because I didn't say game.players. I didn't tell it to find first child on that one. Needs to be this one here. And same with this, but this one needs to be XP. Just like that. Okay, and that should be our script. So we connect it to the data store, we define our reward, and we say when it hits the vehicle, do all these things. And then of course, the first thing it does is it transfers the name of the player, and then we're able to use that name to search for the player and find the cash and leader stats, and then we save it. So the last thing we need to do is delete the car. So then we need to say hit destroy, just like that. Or remove even. Remove can work. Like that. Actually, it should be hit.parent. Let's see. Let's see what gets removed here. Holy cow, computer. Oh man, this is the challenges of having a wireless keyboard and a slow computer. I didn't realize it was going to be this bad. Just gotta grit and bear it for now. Alright, alright. Haha, there we go. The car is gone. Now the only issue is I gained a whole bunch of experience. And I gained a whole bunch of money. Oh. Whoops. So it only actually gave me one reward, but okay, so there you go. So now we have that set up. So the player cars is a little different only because where we have the prompt. That's really the only difference. And I thought maybe with the player car, so then we'll do this and we'll just make it kind of transparency like that. And then after the vehicle has been sold, what we need to do is we need to reset the name. So we need to tell it to wait 1 second. And then we need to say script.parent.names.value equals just like that. And then it'll reset the whole thing. So when another truck driver comes in and with his car, he can sell it as well. So that is kind of that really. In a nutshell, that is a tow truck game. Now, that allows us to tow these NPC cars, quote unquote cars that don't move around. So what we need to do now is we need to take the coupe, the player car that we can spawn. So I'm just going to duplicate it for now, and I'm going to bring it into the workspace. Essentially, we need to do the exact same thing that we just did. We need to insert object, string value. And then we need to do player name. How do I do this one? Player name. And then we need to, so now we need to set up this script on the player's car. So we need to connect it to the data store, and we need to do all that. So as you can see, as you get into it, you know, first we build just the basic scripts, which give us a general idea of what we want to do. And then we go back through the scripts and we kind of backfill the rest of the information that we want to add, right? We want to connect it to the data store, we want to give rewards, maybe we want to give badges, all that kind of stuff, right? That's what we put in here. So, and then it is essentially the same thing, where we're actually working off this script right now. That's right, we need to change the name of it. So this is the cell script, which we don't need. See, I should probably I should label some of these. Now Now this script is NPC tow script. Okay. Oh no, that's this one. Here's the NPC tow script. Alright, and this one here is the player tow script. Okay. So once we trigger the event, we need to say script dot parent dot player name dot value is equal to player dot name. Okay, so now our name will go into the value. No, equals player dot name. Then it will move the car. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Then it'll move the car onto there. So now, if we want to give the player a reward for doing that, which I like to do, whoops, I got these backwards. This one here is the player tow script. Alright, so in the player tow script, same thing, we get a $100 reward for towing the car. We might even make it a little bit more. We could make it like 200 or 300, whatever you want to change that reward to. So then we need to give the reward to the player. So after the vehicle has moved, then we want to give the reward to the player, which we can just do like this, right? Because we get the name from the player when they activate the prompt. So it makes this part easy, and then we just need to save it. So we just take that, boom, there we go. Now we have our saved. So when you take this code and you make it your code, what you need to do is change this variable to your variable. That's all you have to do. Just remember to go through all the scripts and just change this variable to a new variable, and then it will save. I don't even think you have to, because when you upload it, it'll be attached to your game. You might not even have to do anything. But yeah, I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, so we don't need the NPC tow script. So now we have the player tow script. So now when we go to sell the vehicle, we're going to copy that, and we're going to go paste into, and then this is going to be player sell. Now this one's going to be a little bit different because, like I say, maybe we want to lock out the car spawn button while your car is, let's say it's being worked on or impounded, like whatever you want to do, right? Maybe there's a delay. Your car is broken down, it needs to be taken to the garage, and now there's, you have to wait before you can respawn it. I mean, why not, right? So we can add that here into the code. So now this one here, it needs to be, there's no attachment. So instead of saying hit.attachment.tow, it is just hit.tow. .playerName.value. So let's roll through that and let's see if it's gonna work. So we don't actually need yet to spawn that in. That can stay where it's at. The final part of this will be adding this prompt to the interface on the vehicle. That's going to be the final part of all this. Alright, so it's saying wrong part, and that will have to do with the name of the part. If hit.name is tow cell, in this case it's called gate, which is what it is on the car. Okay, and then what I want to do is we'll change the transparency down on this one a little bit. Holy cow, this is quite alright. Almost made it through here. Almost made it through to the end. Spawn tow truck. Alright. Interact. Alright. It's on there. This one, for some reason, is... Oh yeah, because it's... There, I got the reward, but it didn't delete the tires. So, what did it delete? Awesome. Alright. So, what it needs to do is hit.parent, hit .parent, I think. Okay. So that should remove the car. And then it'll reset the name, so that way we only get rewarded once. So let's run through this one more time. Waiting on this. Oh, because this still has the 10-second delay instead of the 5-second delay. I'll have to change that down to 5 seconds. There we go. Just like that. Alright, so now we have... Change that to 5. Alright, so our tow truck game is almost complete. So what's the last thing we need to do? So we're able to give a reward to the player for finding the, for buying a tow truck pass. They come to the garage, they buy the tow truck pass. The last thing we need to do is we need to finish setting up the interfaces on the tow truck and the coupe. And then I need to make a script which is going to handle the spawning of these vehicles here. So what it's going to do is the script is going to do the same thing that it does in the zombie game. It's just going to read the workspace every minute, and it's going to look for these cars.
If these cars are in the workspace, it's going to do nothing. If these cars aren't in the workspace, it'll respawn them wherever they need to be. Yeah, and I think that's the best way to do it. And then that way you can, for example, you can hide a bunch of these cars around the map for players to pick up and bring back for money. And when they're not driving their tow truck and they're just driving their car around and they break down and they need to be towed, there will be a spot for the truck driver to take the player's vehicle, where they'll get even more money for doing that. So that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. You are all very awesome. And I will see you all in part 4. Cheers!